Hey you guys, thanks for watching Mike Reed Outdoors. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit of blacksmithing stuff. What I'm going to teach you how to do or tell you about is how to make your charcoal if you don't have any coal to burn, and one of the reasons that I like it. So over here you can see right now that I've got a forge fire going here, and that forge fire has virtually no smoke in it whatsoever. The reason it don't have any smoke in it is because I've took hardwood and softwood and turned it into charcoal, and I'm going to take you outside in a few minutes and show you what that looks like cooking. And when we turn it into charcoal, all the impurities is pretty basically burnt out of the wood, and you don't have any gases that causes any smoke whatsoever to come off of it. And I'll tell you something about that. I'm going to take a close-up of this for you and show it to you and tell you just a little bit more about it. Okay guys, there you can see the fire is burning. Hardly any smoke, and I don't have very much charcoal in there this morning because I'm making a batch. I'll turn the air up on it. But it works really good that way. Now I'm going to take you outside and show you the stuff cooking, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay guys, there the stuff is cooking, and you'll see that I'm cooking that in an old washing tub with a top that I've made for it. The reason I use a washing tub to cook mine is because if you use an old barrel or something like that, the thing will just rust out in just a little of no time. But that galvanized tub seems to work really good. I keep a hot fire going under that tub full of wood until the smoke quits coming out of that barrel right there, or out of that tub, and when it does, I'll know that charcoal's cooked. It's the same thing you do when you're making your char cloth. You just put you some wood in there. I cut mine up in chunks anywhere from 2 to 3 inches long, and cook them down and turn them into charcoal. So you see that good hot fire going under there. Okay guys, I'm back in my workshop now where it's nice and warm. It's a nice little balmy day out here in March, the 5th of March. It's pretty cool outside, but it's a good day to make some charcoal because I really need some. But anyway guys, last spring I was down at Fort Boonesboro, Kentucky, watching a master blacksmith in action down there. And I can always learn a lot from just watching a person. But I actually got to go over and talk to this man, and he showed me a couple of tricks. And he was using oak charcoal that they had made outside the fort there in a heap. And what they used to do was they used to just take stacks of wood and stack those stacks of wood together on the earth, and then they would cover that up with dirt and clay, punch a hole in the top and light it, and let that stuff burn out, and that's the way they got their charcoal before they had coal. Anyway, he said, "You notice that I don't have any smoke coming off of this?" And I said, "Yes sir, I sure do." And he said, "That's because all the impurities are already cooked out of this stuff, and all you have is good, clean, intense heat." And I said, "Well, let me see you weld something." He said, that's not a problem. So he takes this piece of metal, makes a ring out of it, a chain link out of it, designs it for me, then puts it down there in the forge. He said, "Now you watch this." And he don't do anything really special. He sticks it right in the middle of that fire, and it's just a big old pile of rocks really with the hose that goes into it off of the forge bellows, that old-fashioned forge bellows, and he starts heating it up. He heats it up. He pulls it out of the fire, puts it over in some 20 mule team borax, lets that borax melt on that chain link. Then he goes and puts it right easily back into the center of the fire. And he stands there and he says, "Get over here close so you can see." So I go over there and I look down in there. He says, when it comes to the welding heat, it will be just exactly the same color as the center of the fire. So the center of the fire was white hot. When that chain link got to the same color as the fire, he pulled it out and hammered it together, cooled it and handed it to me, and I got to take it home with me. But anyway, his point was this. Back in the old days when they never used coal to forge with, and they had to use either soft charcoal or hard charcoal, whichever kind of wood that was in the area that the smiths were making it out of, especially when you're trying to weld something, with this good clean charcoal, there's no impurities in it, there's no slag, there's no minerals that will come off and be burning off as you come up to the welding heat. And when that happens, when you're using coal, that stuff sticks to your metal. Even though you've got it fluxed real good, lots of times it will stick to that metal and cause you to have an inferior joint or a really dirty looking joint and not a good weld stick. That's why he said that they like to use, and that's all they use there at the fort, because in those days they didn't have no coal. But anyway, when you're welding and you're using coal, there's impurities in that coal. Another thing he actually taught me, he said this. He said, bring your fire up to the welding heat. Bring your fire up to the welding heat before you put that piece of metal in there. That way it takes lesser time for the fire to come up to the welding heat and the piece of metal to come up to the welding heat. And that way, when you stick the metal in there, the center of the fire will already be up to the welding heat. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. And that was one trick that I learned from this master blacksmith. I talked to him there for probably 30 minutes, gleaning all the information I could get from him, because, guys, I don't know everything. But anyway, I can forge weld, but that taught me a trick. Bring that fire up to the welding heat before you stick whatever you're going to weld in there, so it'll go faster, and the impurities will be basically burned out of the center of that fire, and it'll come up, and if you got it fluxed good and the joint is designed good, it'll go together good. But guys, make you some wood charcoal. It's easy to do, just like making char cloth. Hey guys, thanks for watching Mike Reed Outdoors, and have yourself a nice day.